Yes, and that could be the slogan for Ghana's team that is at the Commonwealth Games. Welcome to the sports on Pulse. I'm Gary Al Smith. On the pitch, on the running tracks, and on all the fronts where Ghana's team have been having games, it's not been good because today is the second day of the Commonwealth Games, and some bad news to report. Let's go to my Joy online and see what they've been up to on day 2 of the Commonwealth Games. There was the chance to win 2 medals, but Team Ghana have missed out on all 4, and it's been disappointing so far. The flag bearer of the team is Wahid Umar. Suffered a first round exit in the 60-kilogram men's light boxing. He lost by a unanimous decision to Australia's Harry Garside. Umar was one of Ghana's brightest hopes from a 71 athlete contingent after he won the only medal that was a bronze at the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Abubakari Kwesi Kwartey also suffered a unanimous decision loss at the fist of a boxer from Mauritius, Mervyn Clare, in the men's welter round of 62. That's 69 kilograms. And then, if we'll go on, in swimming, Abeku Jackson, one of the hopes actually, failed to qualify for the final of the 50 meters men's butterfly. He was in the semi-final, but finished with 24.86 in that time, 24.86 seconds. His compatriot, Jason Arthur, also could not make it to the final. He was also in the semi-final of the 100-meter breaststroke, finished with 56.85 seconds. The badminton team will be hoping for a good result when they take on Malaysia, and we'll get to the results of that in our subsequent bulletins. So the Commonwealth Games is on. The highlights of day 1 in terms of the other countries here now.
South Africa's Henry Schoeman made the perfect start to the Commonwealth Games. Pulling off a major upset in the men's triathlon decided to claim SA's first gold of the Games. Schoeman was an outsider to win, especially with England's Brownlee brothers, world and Olympic champions Alistair and Jonathan, in the hunt for the top honours. Both, however, were left trailing in a competitive field which included Australia's junior world champion Matthew Hauser. Further up the pecking order, Schoeman was proving hard to keep up with. In the water, on bike, on foot, it didn't matter as he led the way. There were other South Africans competing in the race, including Vian Solvold and Richard Murray. The latter sealed a 6th place finish. Jacob Birdwhistle and Mark Austin gave Schoeman a good run for his money, but they went on to finish 2nd and 3rd respectively, with SA's Golden Boy claiming the top honours at the Gold Coast.
He's ecstatic. He gives a high five to Richard Murray, his countryman, and why not? Henry Schoeman will be your Commonwealth champion. He will take the gold medal and celebrate across the line here at Southport Water Parklands. 2 from 2 in 2018 for Henry Schoeman.
I've had a fantastic start to the year, and last year post-Olympics I had a bit of a down. To come here and win Commonwealth Games, I'm just so truly happy with my performance. I'm happy for my family, I race for my country, and I'm just so happy with that.
What does gold mean to you?
Oh man, I actually haven't thought about that yet. I'm a champion of Commonwealth Games. It's truly phenomenal. Bronze medal in Olympics was maybe a surprise to many, but I'm so glad I came out here and proved everyone that I'm a champion.
South Africa's women's hockey team opened their Commonwealth Games campaign when they took on England in a Pool A matchup. The English had the ascent early in the encounter, and 5 minutes after the start of the game, Giselle Ansley drew a save from the South African keeper. England's dominance saw them break the deadlock in the 11th minute, Grace Balston with the opener. South Africa fell even further behind in the second quarter as Susanna Townsend put their opponents 2-0 up. The South Africans could not get themselves back into the match, which saw them suffer a 2-0 defeat in their opener. Frederick Asso and his pilot Rudolf Mensah were looking to fly the Ghanaian flag high at the Commonwealth Games when they took to the Anna Marais Velodrome for the visually impaired men's 100-meter time trial finals. They completed 4 laps in a time of 1 minute 26.002 seconds. The Ghanaians, however, were blown away by the competition. Neil Farchi of Scotland, who held the Commonwealth Games record coming into the event after setting it in 2014, bagged another gold. He was piloted by Matt Rotherham. Ghana would place last in the event, almost 23 seconds slower than the Malaysian duo that finished 4th.
So that's a wrap of the way Ghana has fared so far, the Commonwealth Games. Also, quick one. You may have heard the story about several people deported from the country after it was revealed that they entered posing as journalists. The Australian High Commission has issued an official statement confirming that this is the case, and we are also waiting for more investigations. The Ghana Journalists Association has distanced itself from anything that has to do with it, saying that none of its registered members were there. We have also confirmed that no journalist was caught because of visa racketeering. Yes, journalists were deported, but that was because they were among the horde that were caught for visa racketeering. We understand that 2 journalists from Kumasi were deported because they couldn't answer questions sufficiently about what they were going to do there, even though they were duly accredited. And as you may know, Australia is one of the countries with the toughest and strictest immigration processes in the world. You can get a visa to Australia, but it's 50-50 whether you will enter the country. Moving on to football, and the UEFA Europa League is upon us today after the great Champions League days we've had on Tuesday and Wednesday. Arsenal are in action, and Selwyn Saki is here. What kind of beasts is Arsenal facing in CSK in Moscow tonight?
Well, CSK is a club that they've had a good record against English clubs if you look at their record in European football. But at the moment, they've not been so much performing. Their last game was against Manchester United in the Champions League group stage. And they came out, they lost by a slim goal, which was 2-1. But then as well, they have that potential, and they always believe that when they come to England, they can stop anyone that they face. The last time they played in London against Arsenal, they had a goalless draw.
So you see pictures of that there. Arsenal are getting ready. It's been an up and down season for them, and they are looking to use the Europa League as a good finale for themselves, especially because so much has gone wrong this season.
Yeah, you can say that so much has gone wrong with Arsenal, and then they have to develop themselves. But then the last game they played was against AC Milan, which was a phenomenal performance from Arsene Wenger's boys. And I know that he himself knows that at the moment that he can't get any trophy. The Europa League is the option that he has, and he'll put in a lot to get that trophy.
All right, let's look at the fixtures in the other games of the Europa League. As Atleti will be facing Sporting Lisbon, Lazio face RB Salzburg, and Leipzig will also have Marseille in there. Updates will be here at 8:30 on the JoyNews Prime, the sports segment. I'll be doing that. Thank you for your custom. We'll be back also with the football show at 10:30 to show you all the highlights. I'm Gary Al Smith. The news continues.